Hi, my name is Karli. You may remember me from such films as Crochet Basics and How to Crochet a Granny Square. I'm back again this month with a small handful of winter-themed crochet projects. Up first, we are going to crochet some circles together. I turned my circles into this super cool garland to decorate for the holiday. You could use them to add some color to your room. You could use them in place of a ribbon when wrapping a gift. The possibilities are endless. Let's dive right in. I have a couple circles I did right here if you want to take a closer look. All this is a bunch of double crochet clusters. So if you can double crochet, you can make a flat circle. Here's the back side. Got some tails that I weaved in. A flat circle will serve you really well for making a beanie and other projects. So it's a good shape to learn how to make. Find my tail. There are two ways to start this. I'm going to show you the simpler, I guess you could call it, way, maybe not the neatest, but the simplest. So we're going to make a slip knot and get that on our hook. And this is the way in my previous video that I showed how to start a granny square, so this might look familiar. And I'm going to chain 4. You can chain 4 or 5, it depends on how big your yarn is and how tight your stitches are. Now I'm going to stick my hook into that first stitch. Stick that in there. Yarn over, pull this yarn all the way through to create a slip stitch. It's a little tight. And what I've done is I've created a circle. And everything I do, I'm going to do into the middle of the circle. So it can be a tight squeeze. So chain 3, which is going to count as your first double crochet. Now let's double crochet into that center. So yarn over, stick it in the center, yarn over, pull through. Got 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. And we will do a total of 11 double crochets. This counts as our first one, so it ends up being 12 altogether, but you only have to count 11 of these. Okay, let me do that one more time. Easy peasy. Let me show you a second way to start your circle. This is the magic circle. I've referenced it in other videos and it can look really tricky, but once you get it, it is super helpful and it makes your work look a lot neater when you have a hole. I wrap it around kind of like I'm going to do a slip knot. So here's my tail. Here's my working yarn coming out of this ball right here. Okay, they're crossed over. This is where it gets weird. I stick it under this, which is from the tail. All right, you ready? I'm gonna hook over my working yarn and pull it under. So you have a really, really loose circle, loop, whatever you wanna call it. So let me show you that again. When I first learned this, I had to watch the same video about 20 times before it made sense. Go under. Grab this other guy, and kind of a twist move. There you go. You can see it's very loose and a little awkward, but I promise you, you want to try to learn that. So I'm going to chain 3 just like I did the other start. And now, instead of a teeny tiny hole, I have this larger circle to work into. So yarn over. We'll do that 11 times. 11 double crochets. And I've been working over this tail the whole time. And you might be wondering, how is this a circle? But here's the really cool part. You grab your tail, you pull, and your circle, or the hole, disappears, basically. It makes a really tight, clean circle with no holes. Very cool. So I find my original chain 3, 1, 2, 3, stick this in there, grab my working yarn, pull this through all the way to create a slip stitch, and that's it. That is your circle. I'm going to cut my yarn and pull this through. This is where a tapestry needle comes in handy. Here's the back side. And I'm gonna thread this yarn, weave it through some stitches, thread this yarn, weave it through some stitches. This is such a small project that you're okay cutting these pretty close. It would take no time at all to make a new one, but that's up to you. And then after that, I just cut my preferred color of yarn. Again, use my tapestry needle and thread it through the back here, and I had my garland. You can also make larger circles if you'd like. You just need to go online and look up how to appropriately increase so you don't end up with a weird wonky shape. Usually what happens is you'll do, another double or a single here, and then 2 here into the same spot, and then 1 here. And that would allow you to continue to create a large flat circle if your heart desires.
You did it! You crocheted a circle, and now you can make whatever you'd like with that. Join me next week for something a little bit more complicated, but still wintry. See you then.